There are two issues that we are grappling with. One is cost in terms of the financial implications, and then the other is cost in terms of time, the lead time between formulating something and implementing. And that, of course, feeds into the political boiler room, depending on how you manage it. So we really need some urgent intervention here, I can tell you that. We are seeing proposals of public participation for one piece of legislation ranging from 10 million shillings to 100 million shillings. It's not tenable. It cannot work. If you talk of how many roads would you do, how many water projects would you do that have the direct impact on the people, how much medicine can we provide in public institutions. So this is a constitutional issue, but we need to rationalize it without undermining the whole aspect of the Constitution. So I definitely need to put it to you that we need your help on this one, so that we can have a common understanding and also help get the public understand that we are not taking away a constitutional right, but we are trying to rationalize and make it more cost effective, but very impactful. That is really the gist behind this. So your input is going to be very, very important. I got a proposal, I saw it, to do the public participation for one bill, for this particular bill, is one of those that is coming close to 100 million. You know, so everybody is putting an array. How many ads are we going to put? Billboards, what have you? I mean, what are we doing to the Kenyan people on something like this? Others in the media say they want so many advertisements to run, so that you're reaching out more people on public participation. It's not adding up. It's not adding up, and therefore it's essential that we tackle this. And yet, a lot of good things get lost if, for a technical reason, somebody says there was no public participation. A whole piece of legislation is lost, and you're taken several years back. So we will need your intervention, and even in your own programs, as our development partners, you can help us enforce this by looking critically at the budgets for your programs, the component that deals with stakeholder engagement and public participation. I strongly recommend that you look at it critically, because that's an area where we can have some savings, bearing in mind the ODA is declining. So we can all work together and come to some understanding. Other thing that I think we may have to look at is for all of us to also explain the impact of this declining ODA to the citizens. There is a feeling that perhaps we may not be communicating. I was looking at an article somewhere where they said that Kenya is losing 7.8% of its GDP to to corruption. And then I said, wait a minute. I know corruption is a problem. But if our GDP is at 5.2%, 5.1%, how can somebody actually put in a document that Kenya is losing 7.8% of its GDP to corruption? I mean, what mathematics is that? You're actually telling us that the informal, the panya routes are bigger than the Kenyan economy. Is that really credible to see that kind of statistic? So there are a lot of things that are flying out there, and they are misleading the people and generating emotions. But we could do a lot by giving the right facts, factual information, to help in Kenyans like politics, but sometimes they drive it beyond. I'll tell you a lighter one. I came across, I'll come back to the issue here, but I just came across an interesting, there was a politician, I think somewhere in Nyandarua. He may be unhappy about the government, but in a church, he started saying that, did you see that the candles, when the Pope's at Pope's funeral, when the candles were being moved, the President of Kenya was given a candle and then it went off. Now, I was there physically. It was in broad daylight. No candles were issued or given to anybody. And unfortunately, this MP was speaking in a Catholic church. And the priests could not tell him that you're lying. So our ability to consume lies is becoming quite an interesting challenge. But so I just wanted to bring this so that the good effort that is here, in the light of the unfolding circumstances, let's also devise some good ways of communicating. Yeah, to see how again we can work together, just to help in bringing out some of these issues properly.
We have a small, but I hope very catalytic, multi-partner trust fund that some brave donor partners are putting money into here at the Kenya level that is really about incentivizing that joint work. And finally, one big highlight during 2024, we became the first United Nations country team worldwide to launch a common back office. That's putting together our financial, administrative, human resources, procurement, IT capacities across not just the 25 agencies, funds and programs, but also the global headquarters and so on. So Kenya was the first. Now, just giving you very top copy some of the achievements. So more than 300,000 people provided with life-saving assistance during the March to May flooding. And if time permits, Your Excellency, at the end of this, we'll be talking about the post-flood needs assessment. 1.3, almost 1.4 million persons across Kenya getting support to address challenges related to climate shocks, and climate, a massive theme of what we've been trying to do. Inua Jamii, the cash-based programming going from 1 million in 2023 to 1.7 million in 2024. Immunization levels almost doubling in 1 year from 7 million to 12 million. That, of course, is led by government, but very much supported by the UN. And then, as you know, Excellency, I would cite also the fact that the first ever UN Civil Society Conference held in the Global South took place in Nairobi, 2,000 participants, 115 nationalities. The Secretary General was here, President Ruto addressed it, and that was in preparation for the Summit of the Future. First of all, at the global level, and this is tremendously important, this is in millions of dollars, the top 20 global contributors in terms of core funding at the global level to UN entities. And so then, of course, we benefit on the ground here. We are extremely grateful to those donor partners who make the work possible. 2 comments, though.
There's this aspect of the donors' conditions, which of course you can't wish away. But then in your process of negotiation, the aspect of the host country against the donors' condition, let's see how we can have that delicate balance, so that at times we don't just come with a rigid process that our hands are tied and there's nothing we can do about it. It's an issue we really need to critically look at it. And finally, I really liked Bona PCS, this aspect of this whole government approach. Similarly, like the way we are doing, if the UN has really come up with the same system, I think that will reduce cost, improve coordination, efficiency, and we will be in a position, all of us, to read from the same script. And lastly, if we can get a detailed report of this for the PCS and for my office also, because it is now not fully detailed. Counties are not mentioned in some of the interventions you are undertaking. At least a report of the same, so that we can always check and avoid duplication when we receive other stakeholders and partners on the same. Thank you.